everyone, welcome back to my channel Little Minds. Today I'm here not with a story. I would like to share few tips with all the parents who have little children at home and who are taking online classes. It is a big task for all our parents to keep our children engaged in a good way. Not with gadgets, not with giving so much screen time that will give a lot of stress to their bodies and keep their minds idle and will stress their eyes too. So what is the best way? What is that we can do to keep our children engaged in a good way and also make sure there is some kind of learning that is happening? Our children are always used to schedules or timetables. We see that when they are going to school, we see that there is every hour they are assigned to one or the other subject, one or the other activity. So even though they have online classes, it is only maximum for an hour or two. Then it is a big task for all our parents to keep them engaged until their bedtime in the night. So one important task that all of us can follow is to make a small schedule, a small timetable where you allot work for every hour. So it can be simple things like, okay, after their online class, they do their daily work, they have their breakfast, and then they start off with their work. So you assign them an hour of, say if they have any homework, they can complete it. After that, a small 15 minutes gap, and then you give them a fun activity, maybe a little of painting, and then you give them a break. And then since these are young children up to 10 years, their concentration span will be very less. So we cannot force them, or we cannot forcibly make them do any activity. Any activity must interest them. And also, since visually these children are more inclined at this age, that is why they always ask for either phones or any visual kind of activity. So what we can do is, with any toys, or if there is no toys, not a problem, it can be even simple utensils from the kitchen, spoons or even bowls, small plates, any kind of, you can do a obstacle race where you keep some things at a particular distance, and there will be a physical activity also for them. So they need to jump and they have to take that and they have to arrange it in a particular order. Or you can use these spoons if they are learning shapes, for example. If there are small children, if they are learning shapes, the best you can do is you can give them spoons or you can give them sticks and you can ask them to make shapes. So visually they are learning. When you say triangle, if they are doing this, so they are making a triangle in their mind and they will never forget shapes. So these are the activities that you can do to reduce screen time and keep them happy also. So when we are taking away the screen time, when we don't give them a screen time, we cannot make them sit idle, because every child is always active and they always kind of need any kind of activity to keep their mind busy. So any kind of these kind of activities, or it can be simple puzzles, or giving them some easy tasks to talk about. Since at the early age children are learning languages, they are learning to try to communicate, the best thing you can do is give them topics. Whatever broken English they are trying to learn, they can talk about that topic. So this would be a kind of good way to improve their communication also. And another important thing is, parents can do a little homework and pick a few general knowledge questions of that age group of their children, and then just ask them. So you can ask them and they can answer, and in return you can give them a clap or give them any kind of simple reinforcement which will make them happy too. So these are the points which is very important. Why I would like to share this is, parents, because we are seeing a lot of adverse effects of excessive screen time with children. Since during this pandemic, it was our we had no other choice but to make our children go through these online classes, which is very necessary, I know. But other than this online class, make sure that you, as far as possible, reduce the screen time and give them any kind of other activity that will interest them and that will really improve their skills. It can be, if it is small young children, it can be something to do with their gross motor skills, or give them something, some kind of knitting, or you can give them some arrangement of beads which will improve their fine motor activities. For Montessori children, which will help them improve their pencil holding skills, so it will help them in writing. So these kind of small activities which will keep them very happy. So always screen time or a cartoon time or anything with tab or iPad or anything like this is not always necessary to keep them engaged. So let's plan this. This is an idea where you can develop a small timetable with their consent. If it is a little bigger children, like say around 4th standard or 5th standard, you can sit with them with their consent and taking their ideas also. Plan a small timetable where they too will give their ideas, how they want their day to be, and what are the intervals they want, what they want to study, how they want to study, and you also put in your inputs as parents, and finally develop something which they will follow. When you take their ideas, they also will feel connected, and they also will feel that, okay, my parents are giving me chance, so I can contribute, and they will value that more, instead of you just setting a timetable and just giving them, here, this is a timetable, and you just have to follow it. So instead of that, keep the children involved and make arrangements like this, so that during this pandemic, until we come back to normalcy, where children are going back to school and getting their all the needed activities and all the needed schedule for the day, let's plan the day beautifully for them, so that they benefit it in every way. And also you can use this time as a golden time to improve their basic skills. For example, maths it can be, or any other subjects where fundamental skills, if they are really weak or they need a lot of time, you please use this time to sharpen their skills, because as they go into higher classes, not much time will they get to work on their fundamentals. The more stronger their fundamental skills are at every stage, at every subject, it is easier for them at higher levels. So use this time wisely, and let's all work together to make a better tomorrow for our children. Thank you.